Hello everybody, and we are back from the European Legacy Masters. We're there in response, a legacy podcast.
Yeah.
Voice,
Once again.
yeah. And we are bringing out the most, I think, for me, it's always the most important round of the day, actually.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, because it's the win and in now.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
It's a round 7 of 7 here for Swiss.
Yeah.
And we are pretty stoked because we don't know actually who our players are, but I think we have a nice clue about the decks that we are about to see now.
Exactly, yeah. So we have been told that it will be actually Naya Depths playing it against Blue-Black Scam. So one tempo stylish deck of Blue-Black Scam against this mid-range combo-ish version, lands-based version of Naya Depths. Naya Depths not too popular, I think. So it's pretty interesting to see this in one of the top tables for sure. Absolutely amazing, I think, to see this in the last round.
Yeah, I mean, Ups and Depths is like a mainstay in the format for a long period of time. And currently there is a lot of Ups and Depths running around because they included the new card of the format, which is basically Orcish Bowmasters, but we are here with Naya Depths. So we are looking for some night action and have some blasting action with on the sideboard.
Pyroblast. So Pyroblasts are the big thing to do here, or the big thing to splash for in Naya Depth.
Yeah.
How do you think is the distinction between the two? So Orcish Bowmasters is like the counter to blue, and Pyroblast is like the counter to blue. What do you think is more prominent at the moment?
Well,
more stronger, better?
Yeah, I think more popular is definitely Abzan because of Bowmasters. However, I think Pyroblast having another answer to, let's say, a Murktide Regent, in addition to the swords, is something that Naya Depths really has going on for itself. And black is something, I don't know, besides the Bowmaster, which is obviously pretty strong against cantrips, it doesn't do all that much against Scam, unless you want to kill opposing Orcish Bowmasters, which your deck in the depths doesn't really care about.
So, it says on the stream Absent Depths. We will see if it's Naya or Absent. I'm pretty unsure at the moment.
Yeah.
But we will for sure have Blue-Black Scam on the left side, wastelanding the Javimaya Cradle of Growth. Strong start here for Dario Moreno. So we are, as in Response Podcast, we are always asking the question, who is the beatdown? So in this kind of deck, who's the beatdown here?
I think it's pretty clear that the Scam deck needs to punch through because the Depths deck has a lot of tools going for itself that will be very advantageous in the late stages of the game. So I'm not sure if so Scam in my views would really need to make sure that you can end the game before this kind of stage is going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. The Depths deck has the inevitability with the big 2020 to smash into basically the face of Dario here. Because at the first you have like the small steps with the trolls and stuff like that from the side of Dario. You want to keep the options really small on the side of the Depths. So in the early game Dario should be ahead, but we will see how far it comes.
I think in the
beating.
So we have here straight green-white Depths. So no splash at all, no Orcish Bowmasters, no Pyroblast for you to see here. So besides the better mana base, what are the advantages over of green-white Depths over Naya or Absent?
The mana base.
Yeah, it's the mana base, absolutely. It is a lot more streamlined. And I think the special thing about this green-white version that we see here is we see actually distributed over the main and sideboard a couple of Path to Exiles.
Oh wow,
Which serve
to Exile, really in Legacy? Isn't that notoriously bad?
Well, You would think so, but in this, especially I think against a scam deck, you really want to make sure that you deal with the troll and the Murktide, and having like a sword, a 5 and 6, really comes in clutch here against this deck. I think you don't care too much if you give your opponent another land, although it's of course not ideal, but being able to cast it off of 1 mana only, that enables you to play around Daze more effectively.
Oh yeah, Daze is the strong contender here. Just paying 2 mana for Path to Exile.
It's fine, right?
It's totally fine if you get a Death Shadow or a Troll of Casa Doom.
And one thing that we have to mention here is like, you're still playing against the depth stack, so it's very common that you get like wastelanded once or twice. So you are incentivized on the side of Dario to sometimes go for the basics, so the paths are active and better, even faster than they usually are.
And now we here see a bounce on the Martlach. I think that's really strong here from Dario. It's a one of Brazen Board, a one off in his deck.
Yeah.
At the right moment, really great play here. And very beautiful, I gotta admit, very beautiful Underground Seas.
Yeah, it's one thing that Blue-Black Scam has the Brazen Borrower in the main deck, so he's kind of incentivized to search for them, or if he has it, he has it. So this is basically his tool in game 1 to have an answer for it, but then it's basically empty. So we're just waiting for Jorge to get in with another one of his Marit Larges, and then everything is fine.
I think it's actually the Marit Large, if it is on the battlefield, it's pretty hard for the scam deck to deal with, unless it involves a Brazen Borrower. So it's pretty great that Dario found his one-off in his main deck.
And there we see a beautiful Stifle.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Peter.
Yeah, Stifle is just a tempo card here. You are negating 1 additional land drop. The black mana from the Bajuka Box isn't really mana that you can use on the side of Jorge. It's an additional, basically colorless land, and you really want to have the green and the white sources for paths, for the greens and significant stuff like that. So a really good Stifle actually. You get in now the Merctant region for the tempo. You have the 5/5, so you have 4 turns to swing, and everything looks fine actually.
Yeah, pretty good chain of events for Dario in that case.
5/5 Mercton is really nothing to scoff at. It ends games pretty soon actually. For the chat, these games are going to YouTube, probably onto the ELM.
For sure, onto the ELM YouTube channel in the next few days or weeks. We will have an update schedule for you when you are able to see them. Just follow the Twitter account or Facebook account or Instagram account of the European Legacy Masters. But to focus a little bit on the match, actually, we have now a Ring Bearer in play. So what does a Ring Bearer actually do?
I think the first chapter is like something.
No, it's I think when it's legendary, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think when it attacks, you get to loot.
No,
this
that's
is
the third chapter. The second.
Second chapter.
Okay, the first one is like it can't be blocked by creatures with bigger power. Yeah.
The second thing is
the loot effect.
You loot at attack. The third thing is the opposing creature that blocked this creature has to be sacrificed after combat. And the fourth thing is when you hit your opponent, you drain him for 3 life. But the key thing here, as Daniel already mentioned, is it's a legendary creature, which means Caracas is now a really good life draw actually on the side of Jorge to basically bounce away the Murktide region.
Yeah.
So this is now a good out on the side of Jorge to draw. Besides the fact that he
rotate into it. I'm not sure.
The thing is that
he doesn't have the green mana.
Yeah,
he is pretty mana good in general. He's pretty low in resources, in mana. He has a stacked hand, but no white. He would have the Path to Exile.
Yeah. The Wasteland, the turn 1 Wasteland really did a lot of work here for Dario.
And the second Stifle.
Yeah, the second Stifle also.
Oh, the first Stifle actually, but comes in pretty clutch. So it's basically
Yeah. And
Land or bust
this is,
here.
is exactly what the scam deck wants to do. It wants to temper out the opponent, make them stumble, and then just swing in with a bunch of big creatures like this Grief, like this Murktide Regent.
So what you're describing here is basically tempo.
Yeah.
Because that's a total normal Delva playstyle that we've seen here.
And if you see the hand of Jorge here, it is so completely stacked, you cannot beat that if it would be coming into a stage where Jorge can cast all these spells.
Yeah.
And therefore, packs
And
it
they
up.
scoop it up, yeah.
Yeah, packs it
So
up pretty
it's
easily.
1-0 for Dario here.
So let's look a little bit about the sideboard, what we can expect our players to board in. We have a few of the removal spells on the side of Dario, like a Shieldred's Edict. We may see a Turok here actually, because it's really good against Swords to Plowshares, Path to Exile, clean answer, doesn't get hit by white removal, and wins the midrange war. We may see an Unlicensed Hearse if we really want to have them, but they're just okay. But we really want to see the second
Brazen Borrower. I mean, we have seen how much weight it pulled in the last round, the last match. So we definitely need a second copy of the Brazen Borrower here. I think we can certainly put out the Snuff out. I mean, it doesn't answer Mark Large.
But it answers Knights.
It does.
Oh, well, yeah, I totally forgot about them.
I think Snuffer is actually pretty good.
It's a really, really key card actually to play the tempo game.
Yeah, I can answer the Reclaimer or the Knight. And this is something that I think Dario wants to have in his deck.
Yeah. But a few key cards we have in the sideboard of Jorge, it's like the second Path to Exile actually, and we have Veil of Summers in here.
Oh yeah, these are also pretty strong.
Yeah. So, and we for sure see some choking action. So yeah, choke really strong. We've seen the mana base of Dario here, 4 Underground Sea and an Island. Can't untap those, so yeah.
So for the chat, the European Legacy Masters are taking place in Bologna, Italy, at the Circolo Archibenassi.
At the Four Seasons tournament, which is actually,
the host, basically.
The host of the stream, the host of the tournament.
We are using the infrastructure, a lot of the infrastructure of Four Seasons tournament, so huge shout out to them.
Yep.
Also huge shout out to a lot of our sponsors, because this event is free. This is an invite-only event where only the best of Europe can participate. And the event is totally free. That's thanks to our sponsors. We have Bose MTG in response. Our cast, basically. Yeah. We have Ultimate Guard, Card Market, Bazaar of Boxes, 3-for-1 trading. So these are the great sponsors that make all of this possible.
Yeah.
So on the left we have the deck list of Jorge.
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing this right? I'm unsure.
I hope so. It seems like a Jorge to me.
Yeah, otherwise you should forgive us. No, it looks pretty clear to me. I think he really wants to go up in removals, put in another path. The Veil of Summers are really strong, and chokes can be clunky sometimes, but I guess it could make sense to have them in the deck.
Yeah, on the play they seem better than on the draw.
That's true. Yeah. On the play, I can totally see them coming in.
Yeah.
I'm unsure what to board out actually, because I'm pretty unfamiliar with this kind of deck.
I would just go down in clunky cards, like maybe
something like a Sylvan Library. I think it's on the one hand it's kind of okay because it draws a card. On the other hand, you have the inevitability. You win in the long run. So I don't think you need all those grindy cards.
Not pretty bad against Bowmasters.
Yeah.
But the question is if Bowmasters actually stay in the case for Dario.
But one thing that we have to mention is the 61 card special on the side of Green by Depth.
I mean, if Joran told us one thing, that there's also feasible to play more than 60 cards.
I mean, with like the silver bullets that you can play with the Green Unseen, it actually sometimes makes sense to play the 61 first card, because it's like you have 5 copies of it. So
especially if it's something like a path or an extra removal or a silver bullet, like you said. Yeah. That makes total sense if the card has use cases.
Yeah.
The top 8 will be played. So this is the 7th round of Swiss here. It's basically the win and in here.
Yeah.
I think both players can't draw. That's why they are playing right now. And yeah, then we have still 3 KO rounds after this round for you.
Green-white depth or blue-black scam, one of those will likely make top 8 unless it somehow ends up in a draw. But yeah, one of those decks will end up in the top 8.
Yeah, it's the problem. They are the 5th table, so they aren't allowed to draw in. So we have a few players with the standing of 5 and 1. So most likely the players on the tables 2, 3, and 4 were able to draw. And yeah, the 5th table unfortunately isn't, so they have to play it out. And yeah.
No, not only 6 rounds. We are playing now in the 7th rounds of the European Legacy Masters. And we are 102 players. So that's really insane.
For an invite-only tournament also,
We had like all over Europe above 5,000 competitors to basically try to qualify for the tournament, above like 80 different tournaments. So yeah, were a really big turnout.
It's actually huge, and huge shout out to the Legacy community to attending all these tournaments. So if it wouldn't be for you, we wouldn't be here. Actually.
And one thing that we see in next turn is, I think there is a choke in the hand of 4.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He certainly wants to be able to cast this big boy.
Yeah, I think he has to wait for another round.
Yeah, he wants to play it under days.
Yeah.
You simply cannot, run it into days.
Into days, that just hurts so much.
And especially since you have I think he has a Veil of Summer in hand also, if I saw correctly, but I might be mistaken.
Oh well, and there's the next land. So a Veil of Summer before and then choking.
I would actually just, if I would do it, I would just cast a Veil in response to a grief or a counter spell.
Do you know what's really insane is? Casting a Veil of Summer in response to Sound's Ransom.
Of course, yeah. It targets, right? Yeah.
It's the same thing as in Modern, where it was with Gifts and Given.
Yeah.
So
if you want to participate in the qualification process of the European Legacy Masters, just follow our Twitter account or somewhere else on our social media. It's European Legacy Masters, pretty much everywhere. And there we put out all the info after this event. I think in October we are putting out the first qualifier dates, probably.
Yeah. And it's important to kind of look around in your country, because every country should have a representative and a community, a league or a game store that is organizing the slots for their country respectively. So make sure to look around, and then you can also get some information on how you qualify.
And also, if your country doesn't have a representative, just reach out.
Yeah.
And if you're interested, we will always need more countries in this.
Yeah.
We are making a pan-European circuit. So, double fetch here. Is it double fetch?
From Dario?
Dario, yeah. There was at least one fetch, maybe double fetch.
It's probably one, yeah.
And unfortunately, I was corrected by the chat. Sounds Ransom actually says choose target opponent.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So no targeting here.
But then it says choose an opponent, not choose target.
Yeah.
Choose an opponent.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sauron's Ransom so good? Veil of Summer doesn't stop it.
Yeah. Sounds Ransom is really
it's a good
done from Sauron.
It's a very good card advantage spell, for sure.
Yeah, Sounds Ransom, I really like that card.
Yeah.
I mean, it has pulled so much weight in the matchups that I've seen.
So what is happening from Dario's side? He's contemplating on what to play. Brainstorm.
Brainstorm, okay, yeah.
If you're not sure what to do,
just brainstorm.
Brainstorm away.
But what do you think about the old heuristics? Like, in the yesterdays, you always said, or not you, Daniel, but there was a saying like, the best brainstorm that you can have is the brainstorm that you have in your hand when you have won the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this still true?
Kind of, yeah. It just means that you should not, most of the time, you want to wait as long as possible with the brainstorm before you cast it.
I mean, it really depends what deck you are
Yeah,
playing.
absolutely, yeah.
If you're in control deck,
Yes,
that-
this would be true.
it's for sure true. If you're an aggro deck, I mean, if you still win the game, it's
Yeah.
it's a good thing. But usually in an aggro deck, you kind of want to draw the action because you have to force your win through. So
But this would then, if you're out of gas, for example, this would be then the exact point where this is the latest you can go before
Yeah.
casting the brainstorm, because then you need to cast it to get a threat.
yeah, and
That's the thing.
But there's still the point where you miss your opportunity to go for the brainstorm because you're like, yeah, I want to draw 2 cards, then I can choose
Yeah.
the most out of them to keep in hand.
The thing is, if you have like a threat going on, if you have even a counter spell in your hand and the brainstorm, you don't have to cast it just because you can cast it. It doesn't.
Yeah.
There's no need for it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's the kind of thinking behind it.
And here we have a really, really interesting board state, both with 5 lands in play, a lot of wastelands actually going around, and yeah, we may see some,
Wasteland
erasing
action
of the
now.
board.
Wasteland action now, because Jorge can copy his
Basic?
forest,
Yeah.
the basic. Okay, and Sauron's Ransom here.
Interesting. Can you?
I think Dario has brainstormed. So he knows the top 2 cards.
Yeah. I'm thinking, what does? Okay.
He's unsure and he doesn't want his wastelands to be
Tapped, yeah.
tapped. Yeah.
I was thinking the same, kind of. Not sure if you want to tap your wastelands.
Troll cycle. Yeah.
And I think Dario has a couple of reanimates in his hand.
Yeah. I mean, there are a couple of swords in the hand of Jorge, so
Yeah. Also, so yeah, sword very good against scam if you can resolve it.
and here we have the 2 basics, and yeah, it will be a really, really interesting board in the next 1
Yeah.
to 2 turns.
Yeah.
Because we've seen a lot of removal, a lot of destroy effects. So yeah, I kinda hope to see some action now after some turns passing basically around.
You know what's really good right now?
Wait,
Joke.
Joke. Joke is okay, yeah. It's quite good, yeah.
I mean, for Jorge, it's basically like skimp on the resources of Dario, let him play something, and then choke him down.
And choke him down. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically the
Jorge
thing. that
plays control. He just wants to make sure that no threats are on the board, and he is draining Dario out of resources, and then maybe landing a choke or making a 20-20.
And here we see Impala.
Palantir. Oh wow.
I like this.
It's such a strong card.
Yeah. Does Jorge have answers to that? Usually you should be able to.
I don't think if he has the main deck.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, Force of Vigor shouldn't be boarded in.
No.
No.
Answers.
Yeah.
I also think that there are no answers here.
Because yeah. There's no ending, of course. We're only 2 colors. Doesn't
really work, yeah.
Yeah, it's not really good cut. And this Palantir can really be a problem.
Yeah, because Dario is playing trolls, and Palantir says like something.
If you mill, you deal the CMC of the milled card
Yes.
to your opponent,
Yes.
and this is a deck with trolls and Murktide regions
Exactly.
and Force of Wills. So,
Exactly, yeah. At the beginning of your end step, you put a count on it, and then you scry 2, and then your opponent can choose whether you draw a card or you mill X cards, which is according to the number of counters on it, and then you deal damage according to the CMC. And this gets bigger and bigger because you add 1 counter each turn, and then at a certain point you have to let your opponent draw because otherwise you would be just dead.
Yeah, that's true. So
and-
it's pretty snowbally actually.
Yeah.
So it's like the first 2 turns you maybe are allowed to mill your opponent, but afterwards you just have to
Yeah.
give them the card.
Because the cards are so high in CMC from the scam side,
Yeah.
on average. That's the force, that's the troll, that's the
grief.
that's the grief, yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that can be Murktide also It's
Oh yeah, Murktide also, yeah.
You have 7 drops, 6 drops, 5 drops, a few 4 drops.
And it's like if you go to 2 counters and then mill Troll and the Murktide.
Yeah.
Or you put them back
Yeah.
with Brainstorm and mill these 2.
yeah.
It's like, well, yeah. Take these, I don't know, 13 damage?
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Really good.
Here
Do we see a
see-
choke now? Maybe.
No, here we see attempt to copy
Copy a
waste.
wasteland.
Of Dario's side, right?
Yeah.
Which is good, I think.
I mean, a wasteland on its own. So
No, but if he would copy his own wasteland, then he
Yeah.
could waste it,
Yeah.
and then it's negated. But if he copies the one
Opposing
from
wa-
Dario, he has to waste himself.
Not
He wants
really.
to if he wants to
Not really.
combat
You
it.
can just use the wasteland that is targeted and waste another land from.
Or
the
so,
side.
yeah.
But it just prompts something.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's yeah.
Okay, I think it resolved.
Okay.
Okay. And then waste here. And okay, the stifle is strong.
Mm-hmm.
Really good stifle here.
I think I smell a choke.
I
I
think you
kind of smell a choke,
wasteland, wasteland.
but I'm
Choke.
not sure.
I would also choke here now if he has it.
He can choke plus whale protection, right?
Yeah.
He has the whale.
Then he just only has to work through the Palantir. And the Palantir alone
Yeah.
is really strong.
This is a problem. It is absolutely a problem. Because he has no answers to it. But I like the choke. Yeah.
Yeah. I like it too, really.
So there is, unless there's a force, it should just resolve.
And the thing is, now the thing that Jorge has to actually do is get rid of the wastelands to be able to go for a win with the Marvel Large in the next few turns.
And the choke resolved.
Yeah.
Pretty strong.
Yeah, we see the reanimate on the troll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that they have to do for sure.
But now the
path is now live, and the
Yeah.
path doesn't get another basic. So the path is better than the swords here right now.
exactly.
Is there, I think there's an island still in the deck,
No,
right?
he
but
has
it's-
an island and a sword
Ah,
to play.
yeah, it's in play.
Tapped.
Yeah, okay. Then it's very strong, the path, yeah. It's better than the sword, yeah.
Yeah. Path excels really because it's, as we saw, it was like a wasteland game with a lot of wastelands out there, so you have to go for the basics because
Yeah.
then you would get really shut off from your mana base. And yeah, looks really, really strong on the side of Jorge.
Yeah, and there's the path.
Yeah.
He could shuffle if he wants.
Yeah, you
And
can do that.
the thing is he allowed to draw cards here, or will it be milled?
That's the question.
You draw X cards.
One card.
You draw one card, yeah, but you mill X cards.
You mean X, but you draw one. Oh, okay.
The card would be insane if you were allowed to draw X cards.
Yeah. Or mill one or
Yeah.
what? Yeah. Yeah. You
And
have
here we see a grief. The knight seems still good.
So,
Even though there is a push, the knight seems good.
yeah, I like the knight myself also, yeah. Because he has to waste to activate the push.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's still a 2-for-1.
And if
Or 2-for-2, but
yeah,
the odds in your favor here.
and even if he wastes, you can now waste the second waste, and you have Dario down to 1 mana.
So, Grief, Pigeon Sorrow's Ransom. Yeah, that's an uncastable card right there.
Whale of Summer.
Clean answer to it.
Waste stage, yeah, that's fine.
And push.
Push,
Yeah.
also pretty fine.
Yeah, I mean you have to do it in response.
Yeah, then you draw a card. Okay, wow.
And then
Wait,
Grief.
Yeah,
Grief.
but
no, he has a Whale of Summer cast.
yeah.
Yeah, but he showed him. I mean, he's allowed to do that.
No,
No,
he discarded the
He discarded the card.
sword. Discarded the sword, right?
And he didn't draw a card. So
It would have hexproof, yeah.
we should have a judge call right now.
Oh, well, yeah.
So yeah, he discarded a swords here. There should be a judge call in here, guys. So
Yeah.
no worries, no worries.
Yeah, they are already talking about it, yeah.
Okay, okay, yeah. Pretty honest, of course, but no need to discard it if you don't have to.
That would be a great grief.
Yeah,
Go through protection.
yeah.
Whale doesn't even draw a card.
Yeah.
So-
He did.
But it costs 1 mana and a card. So
I think he didn't even draw, right?
No, he didn't even
Yeah,
draw.
yeah.
It was like
I
this
think
card,
he
2
did
cards.
draw, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm unsure if he did draw actually.
He
Yeah.
got it. He should draw another card of the whale,
Yeah.
and
Then it would be correctly resolved. I think
Yeah.
nothing really happened, but I'm not sure.
Between them, so
It's a question, of course, that the judges will figure it out.
yeah.
yeah,
But normally it's just a rewind, in my opinion.
should be a rewind. Yeah,
We're just lucky that we have so many eyes looking onto the feature table.
Okay.
yeah. So shout out to you guys for watching the stream, catching the action. But instead of the fact which we had with natural order gate, now the casters catched it too.
Okay, he drew
He drew the green Urburg, okay. The Yavimaya.
Which is actually good. I mean, does something.
Do you like not wastelanding here, the wasteland?
Not wastelanding the wasteland.
Yeah.
Not wastelanding.
Not wastelanding the
From
wasteland.
which side?
From Jorge.
Yeah, probably yet, because it would cost you 2 lands,
Yeah. Ah, yeah, that's true.
so you cannot do it. I mean, it's pretty bad if you do it.
Yeah, that's true.
You can do it if you have the combo in hand, because
Yeah.
then you protect your combo from the wasteland when playing it out.
By turn 6.
Yeah.
I think this is both bottom, yeah. And he's allowed to draw, yeah. He's allowed to draw.
And there is another wasteland.
Yeah, that's strong. It's a 4th wasteland here.
And here we have a key card in the deck of Jorge, which is the Elvish Reclaimer.
Reclaimer is so strong here. I mean, he has another push.
Yeah. Baby Knight put out of his place.
And another wasteland.
And
This is extremely grindy. Oh,
Oh, this can be problematic.
this, yeah, that's a really, really strong answer here.
Turak.
I mean, the good thing is that he couldn't kick at the Turak.
That's a good thing. But
It's still a 2-1 that goes through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good thing for Jorge is now that he still has a lot of time. Yes, at 17 life. He just needs to figure out how to deal with these 2 wastelands still.
I mean, the endurance in his hand is a pretty good answer to Enturag, actually.
Yes. That's actually perfect.
Straight off the top. The artifact is a Palantir of
Orthanc.
Oh, thank you.
It's from the Lord of the Rings set.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Inigo, for putting up the Palantir into the chat.
It's a really neat value card, basically. The text basically says, at some point, scry 2, draw a card at the end of the turn, because you can't allow your opponent to mill, because it does way too much damage.
It has recently been favored over something like Call of Cunning to be able to grind out of the sideboards.
Yeah, it's easier to cast.
Easy to cast, doesn't get pyroblasted.
Yeah.
It's better against control.
Yeah, and here we seen Shieldred's Edict to get rid.
He's now access to 1 blue mana. The question is, it's very, very precious. How do you spend it? You can
Yeah.
keep it for a Brazen Borrower, which he has 2 of in his hand.
And Troll Cycle. Oh.
Oh, this is another blue mana.
Yeah, he goes for the Murktide region.
Yeah. Still the swords in the hand of Jorge.
Yeah, and then he goes to fetch in his turn and play the Murktide.
Yeah.
You think so?
Ah, no, his favorite is not a... Yeah, maybe double Wasteland into...
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it could be enough.
It will be a really interesting scenario here, since Jorge currently controls the board with his 3-4 into the 2-1 on the side of Dario. So,
What actually happened to the endurance?
it got shield reds edicted.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, before blockers.
Yeah.
Okay. I also don't like. I also would not think. I think I would not cast the Murktide.
And just keep open the mana.
Yeah.
And here we've seen maybe. I mean, there are 2 wastelands out. Yeah.
It is. You have limited access to blue in the face of choke, so you really don't want to throw your Murktides against opposing swords. You pretty much know that there is a sword.
And here we have a really interesting spot now.
Borrow.
Do you wasteland here the wastelands to copy a basic with your Thespian stage?
I'm unsure. It's like this game is getting a little bit out of control, actually.
Yeah, with a lot of mana getting unlocked for Dario here, it's really, really interesting.
Yeah, because the bounce is insanely strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Palantir does a lot of work because basically having a Monarch each turn,
Yeah,
a better Monarch because of the Scry,
Yeah.
yeah.
really means a lot.
It just draws 2 each turn
Yeah,
at this point.
Yeah, basically with the counters we've seen that it were actually 6 cards being drawn by the Palantir for Dario, and it's basically the card that if he wins, won him the game.
yeah.
This choke, yeah. If it gets bounced, it's pretty problematic.
Yeah,
It should not be in the hand, right? Or it was. Oh
yeah, it's an adventure, yeah.
Then we see the Wasteland getting wastelanded.
And then...
What's the reaction on the side of Dario?
Do you react?
Okay.
Okay, he can sack this one away. He can make a Marit Latch this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And he doesn't think about the second borrower, probably?
Yeah. At a certain point, you have to go for something.
Yeah, that's true. And even if it means...
Because what is your plan when you just say go every turn and this Palantir is still on the battlefields?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it
Second-
will not work out for Jorge.
No, unfortunately not.
Yeah, there's still another borrower being thrown into the adventure zone.
Very nice set of you, Daniel.
Going out for a little walk. But yeah, was really, really cool game actually. Really, really slow, really, really thoughtful from both players. A lot of passing around,
Yeah.
picking their spots to do something. As we currently saw with Dario, he's like, yeah, I can do this, I can this, I can have... I mean, it didn't have the force of will for the choke, and it would may have been forced.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Shieldred's Addicts.
I was addicted, not even raise a borrower. Okay.
No, yeah. Yeah, I think this shows how strong the Palantir is. Without Palantir,
This game would be over.
kind
It
of
has
over,
drawn
huh?
so many cards. It's like build your own monarch.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, it's better than that. And the thing for the depth stack is that it doesn't have any answers to it when it's on the battlefield.
No. You don't really want to board in the conditional removal in the form of Boss of Vigor, because
Yeah.
you have no or you have literally one artifact to worry about, and it's one of the board.
No,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have bought it.
Nah, you wouldn't have bought it for so big, definitely not.
No.
I mean, with Naya or Epson, you would have had access to prismatic ending for free. So, that
Not in straight.
not a straight green white.
Green white, yeah.
And here we have to spot then, you can put in like the flagstones, you get an additional land out with the reclaimer, you can make some
maybe
stuff.
you go for the combo again.
Yeah, something like this.
Yeah, sorting the Murktide.
Getting it force pitch ponder, most likely, having an additional force up for the next turn, and really puts the pressure on for Jorge.
Yeah, joke, but you would.
Yeah. Ooh, that's hard.
What is the other option?
Yeah, basically doing something with the reclaimer.
Reclaimer, yeah.
Okay.
Does he have something like an Urza Saga package in there? I don't think. I mean, he has
Just
one
one
Urza.
Saga, but the Saga doesn't really do much. I mean, if you would play Soren's Dario Soren's Ransom.
Present Borrower would not be possible to be targeted by Sanctuary because it's actually considered a creature in every other zone except a stack.
Yeah. I mean, we may see a Soren's Ransom, and then there's the ability to Caracas again. I mean, going for Caracas here would anyways be good to maybe bounce the Turak, or you don't really want to reset the Turak, because then he gets, to discard the whole hand of Jorge. So it's a really interesting scenario, actually. What's the possibilities for Jorge?
I think are very limited at this point.
Yeah. I find it interesting that this game slipped out of his control. Actually,
I think it was completely because of the
Palantir. Just because of the Palantir. The Palantir drew them so many cards.
You'd never run out of resources when you have it.
And the thing is, here we have the Powder Keg now as a clean answer for the next turn for the Elvish Reclaimer.
And Jorge really needs now a puff, a sword or something just to get rid of the Murktide.
Yeah.
Because there are no maces in the lists, like the chat already figured out.
Yeah, Cardboard Life is a really cool feature for
events like that, yeah.
But I like what he's going for. He's going for another stage, and he wants to punch in one more combo through, because he has Dark Depths in hand. He doesn't know, of course, that Dario has another Borrower in hand.
And
but
Wasteland on the board.
From his perspective, I think it's the
right thing to do.
Yeah. The question is, of course, you cannot really. It's so hard because there's still a Wasteland on the battlefield, and there's the Borrower, but you kind of have to play that.
Something, have to do something like you said beforehand.
And you have to play that. You cannot play, for example, around another Borrower, because then it would be just playing not to lose, kind of. But you have to play to give your best chance to win.
Yeah.
And you have to play so that you think as if the opponent doesn't have anything, basically.
Oh well, yeah, that's true, chat. He can Security Step the Borrow with the Reclaimer.
He can do that, if he has the mana and the.
Yeah. It really matters with the resources that Jorge can have for the next turn. He only has one land drop. Then it's his decision if he pulls in the Dark Depths, puts in the other Flagstones.
Yeah.
He has to play around one Wasteland. He has to have the mana for the Sachiri Step to get in.
There are so many ifs.
Yeah.
So many ifs, and I don't think he has the time for them.
Yes.
Yeah. And there was nearly a mistap on the side of Dario.
Yeah, tapping the Wasteland for the Borrower. The question, should you go for it now? Oh, yeah.
And he let him get it?
Yeah, because it's the Borrower.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm not sure if it's fine.
Well, now this actually means the chill step can work.
No, if he plays it smart, he can activate the Powder Keg.
Yeah.
Before cleaning up the Marit Large.
Yeah, you have to do that. Activate, prompting the
Zero step activation.
the
then some
reclaimer, and then you can borrow the token.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah, and does exactly that.
And to be honest, also the waste link would have prompted it, because you can just waste,
Yeah.
and then you have only 2 mana. You need the 2 mana for the activation, so you it would also prompt it.
Yeah, there wouldn't have been a possibility for Jorge to actually go for another combo attempt.
No.
So
Yeah, he has to do it now, of course, but now waiting for number 2.
There's a Brazen Borrow. And
Yeah.
that's game.
That's game.
7 minutes left on the clock, and it's 2-0 for Dario Moreno on Blue-Black Scam.
The best deck in the format, I would say.
Yeah, that's true.
Calling, this is exactly the thing. Green-White Depths has 6 1-mana removal spells for all the threats the Scam has, and still doesn't care.
yeah,
The Palantir, punches through, draws 2 cards each turn, and wins
It's
in the
so
match.
insanely strong. So
Yes.
that Palantir will for sure go up in price after this event.
Yeah.
and what we really can say is that it was a really, really good game. Actually played exceptionally well from both players, besides the one hiccup with the Whale of
Yeah,
Summer.
the Veil of Summer basically said, like the chat already mentioned, for a green mana, discard Veil of Summer, storm +1.
Yeah.
But yeah, game was really, really good on both sides. We've seen a lot of various win attempts on the side of Dario, and
I'm pretty sure that Dario is now in the top 8.
Yeah, I think
for sure.
we can say that he's pretty safe in the top 8. So congrats to Dario, kind of already, but we will see it in by the end of the round, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, with 6-1, you're basically locked for the top 8.
Yeah. Should be.
So congrats to the players, and I think we will turn into an 8th break in the near future.
Yeah, probably. I think we can.
We can maybe check if the other feature match is going on, but if not, that's not the case, then definitely